Parents, resilience is absolutely the essential key to overcome FND for teens. However, did you know as a parent, you might be unintentionally stopping your teens from building and using this essential skill. So think of it this way. Let's just say that you're training for a marathon. However, if you never let your teen run any laps, how could they ever cross the finish line? Right? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how over-accommodating your teen is actually holding them back from building this resilience that they need to conquer FND. So let's dive in. Hi, my name is Dr. Lee. I'm a pediatric health psychologist and the founder of online group coaching program Teen FND Academy. In today's video, I'm going to talk about this teen building resilience. And I say that because I have worked with hundreds of teens and families overcome FND. Therefore, my mission is literally to eliminate FND by guiding you in supporting your teen so they become resilient and overcome FND. So over accommodation, I talked about this on my channel quite some time, but let me walk you through. Over accommodation also includes parents constantly worrying about their teen's condition, even though they're not saying or they're not asking or they're not talking about it. But simply just worrying about your child literally can become over accommodating. And here's what I mean by that. Because you worry, you maybe let them avoid things that would actually help them grow stronger. Maybe you are trying to prevent and avoid anything and everything that could possibly increase your teen's stress level or anxiety that might also flare up the symptoms of FND or maybe have a pain, something like that. Or you might just skip family outings, allowing them to skip schools or to do the chores for them. I had a parent I just talked earlier today who is literally changing bed sheets and cleaning and vacuuming their child's room because the teen continues to feel debilitated because of FND and chronic pain conditions. As a parent, you feel like, oh my gosh, if I let my child to do those things, that is going to use up all the energy and time he needs. So let's use that for something else that he might enjoy, like playing video games with his friends, or just be on the phone or watching video to distract himself from getting worse. So it's kind of like you're trying to help your teen run a race by carrying them on your back, right? And because of your worry, and therefore over accommodation comes. They come hand in hand. And I also had another parent saying, like, I don't think I can ever stop worrying about my child. And I said, that sounds like a caring parent, right? Just like anyone else. And here's a question. How is that helping? How is that helping your teen actually build resilience and then get better? The flip side is that kind of worry that you want to teach your child to have for the rest of her life. So moving from middle school to high school transition to college, getting work and maybe getting married or have family or moving to a different city and all of these things. Are you wanting your child to constantly worry for the rest of her life? The answer was absolutely not. No, I don't want that. So I said, well, then let's change that, starting with you, the parent. So how is this all related? Because there are two things that absolutely your teen needs to have in order for them to recover from FND. That is, one, a sense of control. And then number two is the self-awareness. It's not just about, oh my gosh, I'm about to have an episode or my pain is worse and anything like that. However, they have to master those two skills of having the sense of control and self-awareness if you want them to be done with FND. And then that turns into, as a result, resilience. So resilience by definition literally means your child's ability to come back from anything and everything in their life. So we're talking beyond FND. FND is just a checkpoint, just a milestone. That's not the end goal. The end goal is for your child to be resilient so that they can come back from anything and everything, right? Because your child is going to have difficult moments and setbacks in their life once or twice, right? Is it safe to say that. As long as they have this ability to bounce back when things don't go as planned or when things are challenging, then that is exactly the legacy as a parent you're leaving, because the nature goes that you're going to be gone before your child is really, really old, right? So then what can you do while you're alive? So then you're leaving the legacy, so then you are mostly aware, or you know that your child is going to be okay, right? And when you over accommodate because you worry, then it's like keeping them from training for the marathon. Again, they'll never develop the strength to handle challenges, right? Because you're not going to be around. But instead, learning how to deal with their symptoms or difficult situations, they are avoiding them, right? Which makes them weaker in a long run. Now, if that is exactly what you want, so then your child will continue to look for something or someone else who is going to play a role of you. That's one thing. I'm not saying that's bad or, terrible. No, or wrong. I'm not saying that. If that is exactly what you want, then absolutely go ahead and do that. But if it's not what you want, then you might need to change that, right? So now is the time for you to stop that, because every time you step in to make things easier for your teen, you're basically reinforcing the idea that they're not going to be able to handle things on their own, right? That's why now is time. Avoiding difficult situation is a quick fix, but it's not the solution. So therefore, now is the time. So I'm going to give you 3 things you can do. One is encouraging small steps of independence. Remember, your child needs to have a sense of control. So to start, stop doing things for your teen that they can manage themselves. So let them take responsibility, right? Because a sense of control also comes with a sense of responsibility. For things like schoolwork, self-care, chore, it doesn't really matter what it is that you start with. It could be just making bed, it could be just getting up on their own. It could be just about anything. Start small though, baby steps. If your teen can only handle part of the day of the school, encourage that. Start there, right? And they need to start somewhere so that they can experience success in small doses to build their resilience. And by the way, when I say resilience, it's not the same thing as your child pretending to be everything's fine and keep go until they crash and burn. That's not resilience. That's a denial. Okay. That's not the same thing. Now, this small dose of success will really pump up a lot of dopamine, neurochemical in their brain, which is going to help them keep moving, because the dopamine is going to turn into the motivation. Ooh, I did something. Maybe I can do it again. That kind of thing. But if you do the opposite, oh, I cannot do this, therefore I cannot do this again, is something that has been built. So we need to change that. So start small. Number 2, help your teen face their fears in small, manageable ways. So aside from the independence, they kind of have to face the fear, right? So rather than letting your teen avoid everything that is hard, help them face it in small, manageable. Again, the key is the baby steps. For example, if they're afraid of going to a social event, let them go for 30 minutes. If they are avoiding a family dinner, let them stay for 10-15 minutes to begin with, right? If they're avoiding physical activities, then encourage them to take a short walk. Maybe that means just walking inside the house. This gradual exposure helps them build strengths to face bigger challenges. Again, it doesn't have to be 0 to 100 like overnight. It's going to be from 0 to 1, 1 to 1.2, 1.2 to 2, kind of thing. That's okay. As long as they're moving forward, even though there are adjustment period of going up and down, that is a good sign instead of like flat line, not doing anything. Number 3, teach coping strategies for stress and symptoms. So you may not be an FND specialist, although if you have been on my channel for a long time, you might as well be. But as your teen faces more challenges, teach them how to cope with these difficult situations and symptoms. So help them develop practical skills like I have ton on my channel, including slow breathing, grounding techniques to calm their nervous system. Again, nervous system glitch is not the only reason why they have FND, but that's a good place to start. Or the nervous system uplifting strategies like listening to their favorite music or doing something that is exciting for them or fun activity, Sour Patch Candy, peppermint smell, anything that gives them like a jolt and then excitement and joy, rather than keep calming down, especially if they're in this frozen, disconnected, dissociated, scrolling through the phone with not really being present. That's the type of dissociation. So they don't really need the relaxation. They need uplifting strategies in those moments. Okay. But this way, they are kind of going back to in control when challenges arise. So again, recap independence, right? Start small, facing fears, and then coping strategies. Okay. So wrap it up. Over accommodating because you worry, about your teen may seem helpful, but it doesn't. It will not. It will never help. Okay, because the resilience is literally the key factor in overcoming FND for your teen. Because at the end of the day, it's happening in your teen's body. So it's like your teen needs to go to the bathroom, and I cannot go to the bathroom for them, kind of thing, right? So your teen needs to experience these challenges, in a safe manner and in a baby step manner to build a resilience. So let them face obstacles. It's okay, because that's an opportunity for them to grow, right? And learn step by step, and giving them a chance to show themselves how really strong they are. So instead of you telling them you are strong, you've got this, while you're actually accommodating everything because you worry, and then you're like already foreshadowing and then trying to avoid and eliminate any possible situations that might be stressful, don't do that. Let them handle those things. If it fails, great. That's a learning opportunity, right? So these are the things that I am coaching literally to parents and teens in my online program, Teen FND Academy. So this is something that you would like to get a professional and expert guidance on. You might want to check out my link down below and then book a call to apply for the program. You might be a good fit. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.